Right, so we found another alpha here, and I'll just give a short guide on how we actually do it. This is on a unofficial server. We have a bit higher breeding ratings, but nothing else than that. So first off, what I do is I throw out a stego. This is so my dinos don't run off to Narnia. Then I somewhat place it where I think the fairies, they can more or less get past. My stego I'll then put into ignore group whistle so I can whistle my fairies without affecting the stego. I'm running with a saddle at 74.5, around 35k health. Stego doesn't really take damage, so it doesn't matter. So after I place that, then I just start throwing out fairies. And for an alpha with my current fairies, I could do it with 10, but because there is a boss that is a revenant fairy that get pushed away, I'm doing a lot more, so sometimes I can actually encircle it 50-50 if I'm able to kill it or not, because if it gets pushed out of boundary I do no damage, and then it's a hackle to get them back and forth constantly. And to give you a gist of my fairies, they have around 22k health and then 1300-ish melee with a cat saddle. And the stats of them are up there: 83 health, 8 weight, 88 melee. But yeah, for now I just start putting them around. So I will quickly continue doing so. No, actually, yeah, okay. So, for the defense itself, there's kind of two ways that I deal with it. Since I'm together with one from my alliance, we are both flying bats, and then we are shooting the Brontos. So the big Revenant Brontos, they're kind of problematic because they have 4 points, one on each leg, that you need to take down. This can become a big problem for you if you don't take it down fast enough, because they basically 3-shot the base. So the biggest focus is getting rid of that. I have no clue how many fairies I unpotted here. I just unpotted a bunch. I have 5 left. Let's just unpot them there. Anyway, this should be enough. So the next thing I do is I go to a fairy, and then I put follow distance to 4. If it's too close, they'll run around to try and kind of get to the stego. And then I copy the settings to everything. So you see I have 28 fairies here. It's complete overkill. I don't need that many, but because that boss acts the way it does, then I do this. So you will now see these are gonna try and run around because they cannot get past this horde. So they'll just be kind of stuck in the other end. And I'll just leave it at that. It doesn't matter. I did an overkill for the fairies, so... But yeah, I just want to give you a gist of how we do with this. I have okay. Don't need that. I just don't care about it, so I put it there. Maybe it'll be useful, maybe it won't. Did I leave my bat somewhere? I probably did. This is my Giga Desmo. Fair enough, I will be doing this on mana then. So, activate it. This will now show you where the wave will be coming from.
Just look at the sorry state of this
now
place.
all the fauna in the
Whatever killed my
vicinity is
children
going to
might be on
disappear,
its way back to you even now.
and I see enemy
Better
coming
fire
from
up some
that way,
replicators
meaning that this here is the
and ready
way
your
I should probably start
fortifications.
with turrets. What I do is I
Surplus
build
generators may seem
one
useful,
resource
since
and
they
then
don't
one
harm
turret. For
enemies
each
or
round,
help
the
allies.
turrets are
Hard
going
to
to be
go wrong with
increased
good
with
old
damage.
auto turrets.
So
They
that's
carry
why
on
I
fighting
built
for
one
you
there.
and shoot holes through all your properties.
And then I'm out of resources, so I will just start
Don't let them wreck my property.
Now they're
There are
gonna start
things there
coming.
more valuable than you.
And technically, I don't need to do anything right now. I also have my companion with me. It does quite a lot of damage, especially when it has copies out. And Revenant takes huge damage, so even though you see the melee I have on my fairies, then yeah. Between 12 and 21 times. It depends on how much we got, but it's about half the percentage of damage. So we're at wave 2 now. I usually build another 2 resource generators. And then I fully finish this side here. And I just do turrets. And this one here is not a turret, this one here is a tower. This attracts enemies, so if anything get past your defense for whatever reason, it should go for this tower and assisting the turrets and finishing it off. Then we go again. And the same, wave 2, nothing really dangerous about that. Just more revenants. Wave 3 and wave 4 is where it's at, and keep in mind this is small, there's only 2 entrances. If you go for a medium, you'll have 3 entrances. If you go for a large, you will have 4. But the fairies are mostly just doing the work for me. And if you do this on a lower difficulty than Alpha, you can basically use lower fairies. When we did Gamma, we did it just tames. Alpha is a completely different beast. It's not so much the first 2 waves, it is the Brontos and Diplos. If we get those, you will see that in a moment. So, over here, turrets, and instead of tower, I do a slope here,
Plant species X
and then 2
may
more
not do the damage of an auto turret, but they do their part to slow down invaders. Don't overdo it with these, but don't underdo it either.
You had better not let another of my outposts fall to the Revenant Horde.
And now we might see Revenant Brontos, we might see Beauties,
Pay
or
attention to that
Diplos.
Revenant
So we're gonna get a
Uranus.
Beauty. This
See
one
how
here,
its
it
roars
freezes
freeze everything nearby?
your
Do
dinos,
what you can
because
to destroy
mine
it
are pretty
and thaw
red,
out my
it
outpost.
just disappears. Like, it doesn't matter. And as I said again, they're just about soft cap, a little bit. And here we have one getting in, and turret finishes it off. Something is hitting my structure from the other side. What is that? These are not on aggressive. That's problematic, and that is why this is happening. Well, should still be no problem. Now I lost all my turrets, so I don't get the resources back, but I do have some resources, so I will just go full turret. The turrets are mainly because there is flying creatures here. They are like suicide bombers. They have C4 strapped onto them, and they will go directly through the tower. Which is why the turrets are necessary, because fairies cannot hit the ones in the air, where the turrets will handle those. They have pterodons with C4 strapped onto them, and they will just bomb the tower. So we really want to avoid that. Just checking if I'm missing anyone here. One here, and then I have these 2 resource towers that I didn't demolish because we don't need them anymore. And I just do turrets as well.
Don't let them wreck my property.
Here we
There
go.
are things there more valuable than you.
And sometimes you can't mount your creature. That is why I hold E in and then click actual mount.
They've set a Revenant Brontosaur.
Now we get the Bronto.
One with
So
skin
this here
tempered
is the
in volatile
problem. It
liquid
has
element.
those
Find
blisters
the
on
weak
its
points
legs,
of its
and
armor
that is what
before
you
it
need
tramples
to
my
destroy
entire outpost.
for it to die. There you go, all of them. This is why I want to have a lot of them, so they kind of encircle it and deal with all the lands. Here we have the boss, we have the good boss. This here is the Rex. So that one there is just standing still. If it was the Theory, then that Theory bounce around and get out of proximity of this structure here. When that happens, you do no damage. As soon as this dies, everything else disappears. And then it is just go in, collect the key, and go and open the vault. And that is basically how you deal with a small outpost. Again, it's overkill with the amount of fairies I'm using, and they are pretty red. There you go, eject items, and now I got sigils and a lot of items. There you go. Because with 2 you get 5 each and a bit of element. You will have a lot of loot here as well, by the way, which is why I'm using a Gigadesmodus. It is kind of like a Quetzal. It's huge, it has a lot of weight. So I just go in here and then I just start whipping up all the loot. Sometimes if you're lucky you can access it by the tail. I'm too far away. Didn't bring my tech leg, so it's gonna be the old-fashioned way. Dropping things that have high weight so I can get closer to my Gigadesmodus. Still can't move. What do I... oh, black pearls. There. I can move. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you deal with it. Oh, did you have something? Oh, take Raven. And sigils. But yes, that was Alpha Defense or Alpha Attack. No, Alpha Defense. Sorry, Alpha Attack is a different story and I'll do a proper video around that later.